Damn, you switch part. The boys are
Yes,
back. How are you,
sir. Yes,
Chris?
sir. Oh, goodness. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. How are you, man?
I was expecting a more cheerful approach to the creature.
No.
Seeing as though the Sharks have won the first European title out of all South African teams. The Sharks, who I did not know have not won a major
They
tournament. I don't know. They don't include
haven't.
the Currie Cup is not a major tournament according to those guys.
No, goodness. Look, I'm subdued in the sense that, look, we knew that they were going to do it. We backed them to do it, you know. So I'm leaving the celebrations for the end. I like to finish off on a high. You know what they say. It's not how you start. It's how you finish, like the Sharks. So that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at.
The Dan Carters of podcasting here to give you those
Yes,
rugby
sir.
takes. Yeah, you can catch us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and leave some comments. Leave some comments. Show us that you're watching.
Hmm.
Yeah, let's kick off with URC final weekend.
Yeah.
Uh First game, Stormers hosting the Lions. The Lions have been led astray. We've been bamboozled, we've by all the other SA teams in the sense that they couldn't do us a favor, yet here we are constantly doing them favors. It's one of
Yeah.
those where now you've got to go away from home, get a victory, and then still hope for the best in other results.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, hey, the tough one to call because Stormers will be coming off a high. They had a good 2 weeks away from home. Same with the Lions. They had some good results. In the past couple of weeks of the URC games. Uh, yeah, it's a tough one to call, but I think I really I want the Lions to win. I think give them as much points as they can get. And
Yeah,
look, that's the thing, is that they got to go out there and fire shots and swing, and at the end of the day, if they look after that result, whatever happens, I think in my book, the Lions can hold their heads up high and say, look, they've had a top season, But
yeah.
conversely, at the same time, it can happen that the other results go their way and they find themselves with the chance to fight another day of the knockouts. So yeah, look, I'd like the Lions to win. Maybe Stormers to get like a bonus point, just to keep them nice and healthy there at the top. Well, not at the top, but in the good part of the table. So yeah, but it's going to be an exciting one. Stormers at home, they always turn up. It's always
Yeah.
going to be exciting, but there's a difference now because yes, Willemse is not there. I'm anticipating maybe Ngomezulu is going to get he's going to come in there. So it'll be also interesting to see
Yeah.
how he goes and how he carries on his form. I think there's a lot of guys, especially now with the block alignment camps that have been happening. Some guys will come back with some energy, some more vigor, and wanting to show what they've learned. So yeah, tough one, but look, Lions, come on, just one more.
As a Lions supporter, I don't think the Lions are going to win. I think it's a bridge too far. We've left it
Mhm.
to the
Yeah,
final result. I think it's this is this is basically the time when you actually want to catch the Stormers, in that you've
yeah.
come off a tour. Yes, there's been a week break and they've lost Damian Willemse. So if there was ever a time to catch them,
Now it is the
this
time.
now is the time. The only time to catch them better would have been if this was a home fixture, but it's
Yeah.
not. So
Mm.
yeah, maybe we can upset the party. Maybe we can, maybe there can be a gentleman's agreement where there's more SA teams in the knockout stages. But I'm not, I don't think they'll win.
Yeah,
Obviously,
I
I
wouldn't
will,
bet
I,
my
I
house
will
on
be
it.
there. I will be there, but I don't think they're gonna win. And I saw Fair Flight saying there that they don't want that underdog tags. They're not underdogs, or he said something to that sort of effect, and they're gonna go in there as
They're a
contenders,
serious
as
team. They're a
as a
serious
serious
team.
team. Yeah,
Yeah, they're a serious team. They say, no, wait, hold on. Underdogs for who?
as much
Say
as I'm
not.
not believing, in that camp, they believe. Those guys
Yeah,
believe.
yeah, and
So
that's all that
so
they need.
yeah, hopefully their belief will take them will take them to a W there. And then we've got the Sharks. Sharks hosting the Bulls later on in the evening. Sharks,
Look,
uh, it doesn't matter. It doesn't
look,
matter. We just
look.
want to see we just want to see maybe a nice display of rugby, a nice competitive
Yeah,
game. We don't want to see what happened in with the obviously teams haven't been announced at the time that we're recording this, so we want to see a strong team. We want to see similar to that
yeah,
team that ran out in the final. We want to see the guys throw the ball around a bit. That's
mm,
my only hope and expectation. And also
yeah,
maybe just rattle the Bulls a bit. Just make them, give them a bit of
yeah.
a scare. Give them a bit of a, just make them show up the defense. Sebastian de Klerk came out and he was saying, yeah, no, our defense. There's a lot of talk about our defense, but that's not going to stop us from running and gunning. So it's clearly, as much as he's saying, no, we've been working on our defense and what. There's clearly a mandate of we're just going to outscore these guys,
Mm,
and it is what it is. If we switch off, we switch off. And that's the first time I'm seeing comments like this.
yeah. Look, the Bulls are there for the taking. I'll say this. I'll say this. If the Sharks put out a similar team to what they did last year in the final, you know, hangovers willing, alcohol out the system and everything, all things going well. The
Yeah,
Bulls are there for the taking for the Sharks, and it may be a good thing for the Bulls, to get that kick up the butt, but a proper one, from another South African team.
yeah,
Um, I'll always back the Sharks, I want them to get the results. But we know how URC has been. I'm not going to be disillusioned by the win of, the Challenge Cup. But hey, ride the wave. Ride the wave, So
they're
I'm
an
saying
on-form team. They're on an
yeah.
on-form team. They must just, you know what? To be honest, I would take it as like a barbarians type of game. If I was Plum, I would have said, you know what, boys, don't even come to training. We'll just meet half an hour in the car park before. We'll just in the car park while we're still in our clothes. We'll just pass the ball. Okay, we're gonna do this move. We're gonna like
Yeah, yeah,
just
yeah.
approach it in that way. They've got nothing to lose, and hopefully the
Nothing to
vibes can
lose.
carry them.
Yeah, nothing to lose. And exactly, let the vibes carry them. And let them just play, and I
Yeah,
think, on the one side, yes, the Bulls one. Look, we've pointed out, highlighted in the past few weeks how the Bulls can't continue like this, and they're not displaying championship qualities. So, and that's why I say they're there for the taking, because teams have showed you can get bonus points, you can get points there, and you can get close to them. So it's all going to be down to the quality and whoever's playing on the day. And
yeah,
that's why I say, look, for the Sharks, ride the wave, fire shots and see how it goes, because it's they got nothing to lose, they
yeah.
saved their season. They can just, sign it off nicely. They'd love this, but
Yeah,
is it like
talking about signing off, Cohen Bosch has been
hey
rumored to,
again?
we had said a while ago that he better learn French. He better learn French or Japanese, and it seems as though it's the French lessons that are going to be the one that counts. But like you say, again, it's been rumored he was going to Bath. It has been rumored that he was going to France at other stages. I think it was Montpellier,
Yeah.
but now it's Brive in the Pro D2. So we shall see. I think this one is more concrete. I think he will be on his way, but you're talking about, a farewell. It looks like it'll be a farewell for him.
So you see, even the occasion, they can make it that, say, look, for Cohen, and look, at least he's leaving with a medal. So it's a good net result for him in his time at the Sharks, I would say, But look, if that does happen, I think maybe good for him, different environment. Maybe he'll come back a different play. He's still young, still a lot of time for him, But yeah, look, if it does happen, all the best, for him. But we'll be all right. We'll be all right.
Yeah, you'll be all right because there's that man, Masuku. Let's talk Gloucester versus Sharks. Let's talk the final.
Ngalangata. That's
Let's
all I
talk.
want to say.
Yeah, it's a lot of what we said in the match pre-game came
Mm,
true in that the starters were going to have to put in a heavy shift,
yeah,
play up until 70 minutes. That's exactly what happened when the game was said and done. That's when the subs came on.
yeah.
In the same way I said, first he has to keep his head. He can't lose his head. What happened? Because I suspected it. I didn't say it because I didn't suspect. I said it because I suspected he was going. I knew
Yeah,
he was going to
yeah,
get a yellow card. I actually should have
yeah.
bet that he was going to get a yellow card. Because straight out the gate, he lost his head, tackle in the air,
Yeah,
then repeated infringements, and then we saw a wave from Gloucester and what good attacking side in the sense of they got a bit of flair, a bit of cheekiness. I thought
mm,
Mercer would trouble the Sharks because he's a dynamic back rower, the same way that Clermont
mm,
had dynamic back rowers and they cut up the
yeah.
Sharks a bit. But after that storm was weathered with the Itzebeth knee slide and
Damn,
it was over. It was
damn.
done. They still started chipping away slowly, slowly, slowly. And what I have to say, it was excellent match management. I haven't
Yeah,
seen
yeah,
that's how you play a final.
yeah, yeah. Look, there's nothing more you can, I can add to that. You've hit all the points spot on. I think the only thing that you can really, really highlight and comment on is the fact that you saw the value of their big name players come out in that
Yeah,
game. That experience of being in big matches, big quarterfinals, big semifinals,
yeah,
big finals, and that came through in this Challenge Cup. And man, you couldn't ask for better. Especially the start that Gloucester had. You can see Gloucester's plan was to hit these guys hard and fast, knowing that the Sharks not really that good at chasing a game, in that sense, and the survival mode of the Sharks, to keep them out even when they were 10 men down. I think that's what won them the game at the end. That energized them and allowed them that to say, okay, right, we've handled that, and now let's get
yeah.
to get down to work. And I must say, James Fenter really, he put some pie in my face. I'll take that any day because the Sharks got the trophy. I think he put in one of his better performances for the Sharks
Yeah,
this past weekend. His carries, his tackles, and he's just his overall work rate and his impact. But I'd say that, of that whole Sharks pack, and we saw that quality come through. And that's all that we were asking for. We've been saying they've got the guys, and we saw that come through. But at the same time, in saying that, once the game was sort of wrapped up, put in the bag, and the rest started coming on, that's when you started seeing the difference. We have to say it,
but that
and
happens in all that happens in all
yeah,
games when it's
no, for sure.
guys are
For,
fighting back.
Yeah, for sure. Yes, I understand that, in all games, guys are fighting back. But for me, I still say with the Sharks, they still have that problem of they've got the best, and then they've got the rest that are not, that can't
Yeah,
keep up that same standard, because, yeah, some of it, you just think to yourself, some of the points that Gloucester scored at the end, it flattered them a bit, in terms of that
yeah,
scoreline. So, but great result for the Sharks. Nkalagata playing in London and Tottenham, that was good to see, man. And the celebrations were they looked epic, and yeah, man, first big trophy outside of Curry Cup, the first big trophy that they've won. They've come close before, bridesmaids before in Super Rugby, but now finally they got something. And
yeah.
if this doesn't highlight the the value of South African teams playing in Europe, playing in the URC. I mean, if you
Yeah,
had to
in
look at it,
the both South African games are playing
mm,
on Irish networks, basically they're SABC, they're public
mm,
provide. They're
yeah,
watching our games now.
they are, because I mean, we're the money. South Africa is the money. We're the ones with the viewers. We're the ones with. I think we're really more crazy about rugby
Yeah,
than most nations. And for me, this is good to see. I mean, you look at it, URC. We've got a winner. We've got a winner when it was Rainbow Cup with the Bulls. We got
no,
we
Bulls
got
lost to Benetton in that. They lost to
no.
Benetton in that.
No, Benetton in that. I'm thinking about Super Rugby Unlocked, so apologies. I withdraw.
Yeah,
I withdraw. I withdraw. No, but all I'm saying is that we've got teams that are making the knockouts, making the finals at and it's what it's our is it our second full season proper,
Yeah.
in Europe. So that tells you, that we've got the stocks, we've got the guys. It's just a matter of, making sure that that there's the gaps between your best players and the rest is bridged a bit quicker, especially at big
Yeah.
franchises. I think that's the only that's the problem that maybe that's coming up in SA rugby. But I believe with the talent that's coming through, we'll be okay, man. But the Sharks, thank you. Thank you. That's all I can say, man. Thank you. Now people can, they'll take the Sharks seriously. We're no longer underdogs as well. That's why I say the Bulls are for the taking this weekend.
Yeah, just to go over a few moments from that game. Obviously, we spoke about the beginning, but where they also turned it
Mhm.
around was at scrum time. That
Yeah.
was an absolute clinic. That Bok front row showing their worth. It's those guys were under pressure, man. And even when it looked
Yeah.
like they weren't under pressure, it's because they were holding back from the hit. And the one scrum
Yeah.
penalty, I think there were 4 scrum penalties or 5 scrum penalties to the Sharks in the
Mm.
first half. It totally relieved the pressure. It bailed them out in a sense. And the
Mhm.
only time where Gloucester got a scrum penalty is when the new front row came on and the guys just went sideways.
Yeah. Yeah. And to think they trying to take away the contest at the scrum, really, or they're trying to find ways. That's the essence of rugby. If you don't have a pack, if you don't have a scrum,
Yeah.
it's very, very, very unlikely. It's not always likely that you'll win the game. And especially in a final. And yeah, the quality again. Bok front row. What did they expect? And shout out. I must say as well, shout out to Mr. Odwan Dungani in the studio there, Super who said, nah, these guys shouldn't even be troubling the Sharks, pre-game, and I was watching that ball and I was like, you know, I was like, okay, he might be onto something here, and it showed, you could see
Yeah.
with the way the pack performance, clear difference night and day, in terms of the quality, which man, good for South African rugby, good for the Sharks. At least now they've got something to build on, and there's a lot of good things can still happen, and Sia Masuk winning, I think, first class tournaments. I think any first class tournaments that he's played in, he's won. He's won a cup,
Yeah.
Gold Cup. I don't care what people say. It's a first class tournament, because there's a lot of guys that have come through there, that have that finally got the opportunity there, and then they get spotted. He's won Currie Cup, Cheetahs. Then now he's got Challenge Cup. So what's more to come? There's a lot more to come from this guy. And yeah, it's exciting, man. SA Rugby, I don't think has ever been in such a healthier position. When you look at players across the board, it's really good. I think we're finally
Yeah.
going to get that dynasty I've been calling about for years now. I think, man, I'm rubbing my hands.
Internationals are
That
coming. We're gonna see. We'll see soon.
I want the
Box
dynasty.
to talk some box also. It's Grant Williams. His kicking game was excellent in
Yes.
this
Yeah.
match. It
Yeah.
it 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 put Gloucester under a lot of pressure. Mapimpi was
Yeah.
beating Johnny May in the air.
Yeah.
They resorted to that tactic of getting bodies around sort of the receiver, which the Sharks just counted in that if we win the ball back, now all the bodies are in
Mhm.
one space. We're just gonna find some space further
Yeah.
down in the field, and that's exactly what happened with Masuku finding. This is the thing. It just becomes then a game of like, I need to find space. Where's the space? I can see it. And these guys
Yeah.
are world-class players. It was easy for him in the end.
At the end, it was, and credit to the Sharks for adjusting. I think and a lot of teams do that a lot, especially on the kick chase. When
Yeah.
you've got the escort, going through. I mean, Mapimpi is lethal in the air. I think, especially when it comes to contests. Yes, there's some way he loses out, but more often than not, he's winning that ball, or at least
Yeah.
he's got hands on. So, but damn man, you can't commend them enough, the performance. And we said, Am was out, but we didn't feel that they would miss him. And it showed
Yeah.
again, that shows the youngster Ethan Hooker now. That's big raps on him. Look, Francois Fent, I think there was a game where he had a shocker. But I think he's since tidied it up, you
Yeah.
know. So a lot of the guys, they put their hands up, and it was one where it was do or die, and they
Pepsi
did
as
it.
well. And I think I did say
Pepsi.
last week that Pepsi I was thinking a big game was gonna come, and it
Yeah,
came with that carry, but it also came in the other try where they box kicked, and he was the one that rocked the I think it was the fullback, the receiver. He hits
yeah,
him a nice tackle here, knock on, and that's when Masuku
mm,
put in the cross kick. That
yeah,
all comes from his pressure. So even when it
yeah,
wasn't Mapimpi with the chase, we've got the forwards doing it and then winning the
yeah,
ball back now from an aggressive tackle.
yeah.
So either way, I have to say, big performance. Guys put their
Big
hands up.
performance.
Big
They did.
performances.
They did. They did. You know, Nkalagatas of London. That's all. You know, they did it, man. You know, so you can't. There's nothing more to add. You know, but finally, you know, there's some
Yeah,
silverware there in Durban. Finally, man, some other than the Curry Cup. You know, we know the Curry Cup. We understand the heritage there, but at least you know we've been able to go outside, go away from home, and effectively play an away
yeah,
game. You know, and win. If they don't take all of those little battles and put them in the locker and say, look, we've got this XP, we build on this. You know, if they can do that, I think the Sharks can become something very lethal going into the next season of URC and also Champions Cup, which will be
yep.
tougher, but it's possible, man. There's so much possibilities.
Any closing remarks from you, Chris?
No, we are the champions. It's okay. It's okay.
From me, closing remarks. Dan Retief must shut up. Then let them celebrate. Let them win.
Yeah.
Must shut up.
A,
You'll see
a
them
win
next
is a
season.
win. Yeah, it's a trophy, my man. It's a trophy. Oh, we're
And
the
that's it from
champions.
us. That's it. That's it from us. Thanks for watching us. Thanks for listening.